This is the #1 LeBron build in 2K25. For this build, we'll be going small forward, 6'9", 221 pounds, and a 7-foot wingspan. Now, this build is going to be based off of current day 40-year-old LeBron on the Lakers. So if you guys want to see a prime LeBron James build, let me know in the comments. Well, let's start out with the physicals here. So we're going to have an 80 speed on this build, which at 6'9", it really doesn't get too much better than that. And then we're going to combine that with an 80 agility as well, which is super helpful to have on defense. And then we're also going to have an 84 strength on this build. That way we'll end up getting gold box out beast. We'll get Hall of Fame physical finisher on this build. And we're going to put our vertical up to a 75, which is the requirement to get contact dunks off of 2. And it's also the requirement to get silver posterizer. Now, the problem with 2K is if you play the rec and you put yourself at small forward, you're going to be put at power forward like half of the time, which is why we're making sure we get a decent amount of rebounding on this build. So we're putting our offensive rebound up to an 85, which is where we need to get get gold box out beast. And we also do get silver rebound chaser to go along with that. So if your center is out of position, you can help him get those boards if needed. And honestly, with the way this build is set up, you'll be able to get triple doubles on this build. So let's get into my favorite part about this build, which is the finishing. We're going to have a 91 driving layup on this build, and we're going to use our first 5 cap breakers here to get it up to a 96, which will give us Hall of Fame physical finisher. And I have a LeBron James build that's very similar to this, except for it's 6'8", but I have the 96 driving dunk and Hall of Fame physical finisher. And I always use my badge +1 on physical finisher to get it up to legend, and you're an absolute bully in the paint. Layups are super underrated this year. If you use the Devin Booker layup package, they can actually be somewhat OP. When you're at the perimeter, let go of your right trigger and then just move towards the basket and push up on your right stick, and the game is going to give you animations that are actually best for the situation you're in. I'll throw some clips up here on screen to kind of show you what it looks like. But when you have legend physical finisher and you're doing this and you use high risk high reward on your layup timing, it's almost unguardable unless there's a center in the paint that has super high interior defense. It's honestly one of my favorite play styles this year. But to go along with that driving layup, we're going to have an 84 dunk on this build, which is the requirement to get the LeBron James dunk package. But we are going to be using 3 more cap breakers here to get it up to an 87, which unlocks pro contact dunks off of 2 and silver posterizer. Like I said, this build is based off of LeBron James in 2025. He's 40 years old. He's not postering everyone anymore, but he's still able to get those dunks down. Now, I should mention, for the people who don't have cap breakers, I will have a version of this build at the end of the video for you guys. Obviously, it's not going to be as insane as this build, but it is an option for you. But having our driving dunk at an 84 here brings our standing dunk up to a 49. So we're just going to bump that up to a 50. And obviously in real life, LeBron can do it all. He works that post game a lot. He's hitting those post fades. But unfortunately, we do have to sacrifice post control on this build. We just can't do it. There's not enough stats to go around. Obviously, it's 2K, so some sacrifices do need to be made. But your shooting on this build is very good as well. We're going to have an 89 mid-range shot, which is what we need to unlock set shot specialist on gold. You'll also unlock silver deadeye and silver shifty shooter at this rating. You'll easily be able to knock down your shots as long as you know your timing on this build. And we're also going to have an 83 3-point shot on this build, which is the requirement to get bronze limitless range. Now, obviously, LeBron James is a playmaker, so we are going to have an 83 pass accuracy on this build. Now, the reason we're going 83 is because we're going to use our last 2 cap breakers on pass accuracy to get it up to an 85, which is the requirement for bronze bailout, which is super good in this game. But 85 is also the requirement to unlock the LeBron James pass style if you do want to use it. And then we're also going to be putting our ball handle all the way up to an 80, which is going to give us bronze ankle assassin, bronze handles for days, Hall of Fame strong handle, and silver unpluckable. 80 ball handle is also the rating requirement to get LeBron James dribble moves. And then we're going to finish our playmaking out with a 68 speed with ball, which is the requirement for lightning launch. Ideally, we would have had this up to a 75, but with the height and weight on this build, it's not possible. You can't get it up that high. But a 68 speed with ball with bronze lightning launch is more than serviceable. Since you are 6'9", lightning launch is a tier 2 badge, so you could use your other +1 here to get it up to silver to combine that with a legend physical finisher. And obviously LeBron is known for getting chased down blocks, so At the 78 block rating is where you unlock high flying denier on silver, but we're actually going to go past that and go to 84, and then we're going to combine that 84 block with a 70 interior defense, which is the requirement to get paint patroller on silver. Paint patroller is one of my favorite badges in the game. It is absolutely insane. The combination of this badge with an 84 block rating, you'll be swatting everything. Maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but you'll be getting those swats. And then our perimeter defense on this build is a 74, which is just enough to get us bronze challenger, silver immovable enforcer, silver off ball pest, bronze on ball menace, and bronze pick dodger. Now the other spot we did have to make a sacrifice is on steel. There's nothing I can do about it. We can't get it up higher. If you want a 6'9" build with steel on it, make sure to check out my last video. It has an 85 steel on it for that gold interceptor. It's a very, very fun build and plays very similar to this build, except for it's got high driving dunk instead of the layup. But then we're going to round out the build by just putting the free throw all the way up to a 69. You don't get shades of LeBron James. I don't know actually how to get shades of LeBron James. I still haven't seen it yet in all the builds that I've made this year, but you do get a cool build name. You are a shot creating 3-level threat. The LeBron builds are some of the most fun builds to play on this year. Let's get into the build with no cap breakers. So here's the build with no cap breakers. Obviously it's a no cap breakers build. It's not going to be as good, so we don't get that 96 driving layup on this build. We don't get the Hall of Fame physical finisher. You do get it on gold, which is a very, very good spot to hit. And you could use your tier 1 badge +1 on physical finisher, so you still could get it up to Hall of Fame that way. But other than that, I believe the only other sacrifice that needed to be made was putting your agility down to a 75. It was an 80 on the build with cap breakers, so you're gonna feel a little bit more sluggish than you would on the other build. But other than those two attributes, the build is virtually the same. You still get all of LeBron James animations. You still can finish incredibly well on this build. You can shoot incredibly well, play make incredibly well, and even play decent defense and get those boards. So let me know what you guys think of the build in the comments. Let me know if you guys want to see a prime LeBron James build in the next video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Here's the web. Peace.